Hey guys, welcome to today's class. See, in today's class, we're going to discuss chapter 1 of strategic management. See, what is most important, in understanding strategic management is about how to explore the opportunities. For example, if you're looking to open a business, if you're looking to initiate a business process, or I would say if you're looking to start a business venture, you have to find which business is I would say which business is like a golden pot, which you have to knock it out. The identification of the most impressive business or the most impressive revenue model is of utmost importance. Okay, it is of utmost importance because when you are as a beginner, if you want to start a business, you should have a knack of finding which business will flourish and which will not, and which will have a lot of competition and which will not. Okay, because there is always a saying that the competitive business will always flourish. For example, I'll tell you, we have the food delivery app, that is the Zomato and the Uber Eats, or Zomato and the Swiggy. At the end of the day, when it comes to Zomato or Swiggy, okay, almost everybody who orders the food online, either in Zomato or Swiggy, we ourselves know about the revenue model of the company, how the company is earning money, and what is the aggregator fee, what are they going to do in future, are they going to stop with this. The way these two companies are, the way these two companies are being operated. For example, what is that they actually do? They are just a digital platform where they are aggregating two end users. On the one end, they are aggregating the providers of food, that is the hotels or restaurants or the food providers, okay, for money. And then on the other side, they are aggregating the final end consumers who wants to eat, who wants to order and eat, which means they have changed the plethora of ordering food. Because before the introduction of Zomato or Swiggy, how do you order food online? You just call to the specific restaurant from where you want to buy. For example, if you want to buy from Sangeeta restaurant, you'll call Sangeeta restaurant, or you will call Dindigal Talapagatti, and then you will say this is what I want, and then you place the order, and the food will be delivered, okay, by the restaurant itself, by plying their own employees. So this is the old age formula for ordering food. Okay, and it will be delivered to you. If at all your household is just 3 kilometers or 5 kilometers or any kilometers, that is within 10 kilometers. If your household is within 10 kilometers radius from the restaurant, then you will be provided a free home delivery. Else you have to order from some restaurants which is very nearby, which is very closer to your place. See, what am I trying to tell you? I'm trying to tell you one thing, because people like you, people like me, okay, we are very well aware about the revenue or business model of Zomato and Swiggy. Everybody knows how it is operating, because it is just an aggregator service where it is bringing the restaurants and the consumers together. And then by bringing both of them together, what happens is that there is a lot of market opportunities that has been knocked out. What is it now? Because now people have learned the custom of ordering it online, okay, without having any problem, because now they can find the food that they want from more than 100 restaurants. Before that, it was not available, because the major breakthrough for Zomato and Swiggy is the aggregation of data, first of all. Because data, as the Ambani family has rightly said, as Mukesh Ambani once quoted, that data is the new oil. Because even when Ambani family, there is a Reliance family, they started a textile business initially. But then when they were running the textile business, even efficiently, superficially, even if they are number one in textile industry, they would not have become number one in this country as the leading public company. But then what made them so different, what made them so unique is that once they entered into the refinery process, that is the oil refinery process, they became very famous. And all of a sudden there is a question that is arising. Okay, the question is that why is that the company, when it entered into oil refineries, they make it big, or they made it big, but when they were in textile industry, even though they were doing good, they did not become big, because Textile business, everybody knows the hows and buts and what's or whereabouts of everything about the business, like how is it being done, and what is the process, what is the initial process, and whether it is manual or or automatic, how is it being delivered, what is the marketing strategy, and who is the brand ambassador. Everything about the textiles is very 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 open. It is a transparent business that it is not even the transparent business is not the right word. I would say everything about textile business is very common. It is very 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 common to the end user, or it is very 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 common to the common man. So if textile business is flourishing, automatically what will happen is that new entrepreneurs will come into textile business, because almost everybody, okay, in the business sector or even the common man knows the process or what's and whys of this textile business. So once this textile business is flourishing, then what happens is that everybody wants to enter into this forum, and the competition will be heavy, huge, and whatnot. Everything will be there, and that is what is the commonality between the textile business and Zomato and Swiggy. Because here Zomato and Swiggy also, it's very common that every common man or every citizen of India knows how this app is operating, and what is their revenue model, how do they get the money, where do they get the profit from, and what is their service provision is all about. Which means when I'm comparing the textile business with that of Zomato and Swiggy, I'm clearly trying to tell you that when the business model or the revenue model is very common, and it is easily understandable to the huge public, okay, then in that section a new entrant, for example, if I want to enter into the food delivery market, can I enter just like that and become so big? Because it's very difficult. Why is it difficult? Because already there is a heavy competition, there is a crushing competition, and that is why Uber Eats did go out of the market, and of course the Uber Eats was aggregated, or it was attached to Zomato finally. See, what is the concept that we are trying to tell you here? It is very simple. Reliance company, okay, that is Mukesh Ambani said that data is the new oil. Okay, we are going after the data. We are going to set a new benchmark with the data business, because data is the fresh business, and data is going to be the future of the world, future of globalization, and future of the businesses. And what did he mean by that? Do you think that he meant just like how oil made us so much of profit, in the same way this market, that is this data market, is also going to give you a lot of profit? What did he mean by that, or what is the intention behind his words? The intention is very simple. Data is the driver of profit. Data, if you have data, for example, I want food, I have 300 rupees with me, and I really want to spend the 300 rupees with me right now for my food. If there is no Zomato, if there is no Swiggy, what I will probably do is that, if at all I have Google and I have internet connection, I'll go and search the good restaurants nearby me which offers home delivery. And what happens is that out of there might be 30 or 35 restaurants around me, and then those who are advertising and those who are paying for their advertisement to pop up in the first few will be visible to me, and from those 4 or 5 I'll be clicking one hotel, and then I'll be ordering a food, and it will be delivered, provided if the restaurant is providing me the home delivery. Now Zomato or Swiggy has completely turned it upside down. What did they do? They aggregated the data about all the restaurants. Now it is not about who is giving advertisement, who is paying for the marketing fee to Google to be on the top search results. No, there is nothing like that. What are we trying to do here? Zomato literally added all the restaurants just around 10 to 15 kilometers radius around your house. So it got your location coordinate. Yes, you got your location coordinates. What's the coordinate? X, Y in the graph you put. In the same way, the Google, or it's not Google, it's Zomato, Swiggy, they get your location by appealing to your current location. They have your location, and from your location, just like 10 kilometers, within 10 kilometers radius, they are going to display all the restaurants that is available for you to order food from. Now what happens if there's no Zomato or Swiggy? You are left with only one option, to search it online and to see the visible results in the first appearing top search results given by Google, and then select a few hotels from that, search it, and then you have to research it to see whether the home delivery is available or not. You have to do multiple things, and it becomes a it becomes a very complicated thing for you to order it online. So what you do is, you better take your bike, okay, go to the hotel nearby, just 3 kilometers away from your house. Go to that hotel, purchase something, like buy it and come back home and eat, or go to the hotel, dine in there itself, and then you eat and come back. So this is what I would say is the better option of the two. But now after Zomato and Swiggy has come into the business, what they've done is they have aggregated, or on one sense what they have aggregated is, they have aggregated the restaurants and the customers, there is no doubt. But on the other hand, what they've done is, they have operationalized the data. What is the operationalization of data? They have taken the data of all the restaurants that is around, that is within 10 kilometer radius, or all the restaurants are being motivated to provide their services to all the online customers, and then they just took the data from the market. From the market they took the data, and they even invented cloud kitchens. Do you know what? Because of the COVID now, not every kitchen or every restaurants have to provide dine-in to you, okay? And there are certain best example. For example, that's Behruni biryani, Behroo's biryani. There is one biryani which is available only in cloud kitchen. For example, if you go to that, if you go to Zomato, you can see that Behroo's biryani, and then you can order it. But if you want to go to Behroo's biryani, in the physical setup, if you want to go into the restaurant of Behroo's biryani and you want to eat inside that restaurant, that is not possible, because it is called a cloud kitchen. So what is called as a cloud kitchen? Because it is the re-engineering process of the Zomato and Swiggy. What are they going to do next, or what are they going to do as the next level business model is that it's the cloud kitchen. What are they trying to do? They are trying to provide the kitchen space for the brand. Okay, for every brand that they've established, they're ready to give the kitchen space, and inside the kitchen space, the chair for the working machinery, or all the equipment that is required for cooking, it's all been provided. But that is a cloud kitchen, and that cloud kitchen will supply food to every customer who orders food online. But then if you really want to go to the Behroo's biryani and have biryani in their dine-in, it is not available, because it is just a restaurant that is available online. There is no physical dining hall or dining equipments, that's not provided by those brands. So because of COVID, okay, Zomato and Swiggy have leaped forward, okay, to different business models. Thereby they have introduced cloud kitchens. So now when you have cloud kitchens, what happens is that you can exemplarily reduce the cost of business, okay, because you don't need the dine-in space at all. Okay, what you need is a very properly set up kitchen space, and you have to take in the orders and you have to deliver it. That is all you are required to do, which means the next level of business ideology of Zomato and Swiggy is the cloud kitchen. But these things are very common to us. Even when COVID hit many families, most of the families with single mothers, what they did was they started to cook. Okay, they started to cook and they registered with Zomato or Swiggy, and then they started to deliver foods, which means here they prepare food at their own houses. Okay, it was like home preparation of food. Okay, when they prepared idli for their house, okay, they prepared 20 or 30 sets extra, and then they just registered their brand name under Zomato or Swiggy. And when you or I, when we just order online for that particular food, even though there's no restaurant in physical level, even though there is no dine-in space, but this brand exists in the cloud of internet. And then I order the food, and then that homemaker, she's delivering the food. She's preparing the food and she's giving that to the Zomato delivery boy, and the Zomato delivery boy is delivering the food to me. They're delivering the food to me. So this is the ideology of cloud kitchen. Every homemaker who would like to earn something, okay, out of their COVID hit economy, or COVID hit no income for the family, or there are many families which were hit abysmally, okay, which were hit abysmally low in terms of finance, okay. They the hit was so at rock bottom, okay. So what happened was, this idea of cloud kitchen is the next level for Zomato and Swiggy. But what is so special about the discussion? What is so special about these discussions? Because about Zomato, about Swiggy, if you want to discuss, or I want to discuss, or your mother or my mother, or your aunt, uncle, cousin, relative, party, tata, everybody, if you want to discuss about Zomato, I will have some point to corroborate. You will have some point to discuss. And your tata will have some point regarding the news bit that he has read from the newspaper about Zomato. And your party will say, the Zomato delivery guy is like that or like this. Which means, if you take the topic of Zomato, Swiggy, textile business, everybody in your family will have something to say on that particular matter or on that particular topic. But now, take the example of chlorine business. What is it? Take the example of chlorine business and ask your family whether chlorine is a gas or a powder or a liquid. Now, I will say, out of 3 members in your family, one will say it's a gas, one will say it's powder, and one will say it is a liquid. Because that is the level of knowledge about chlorine among the general public. So, if I want to do business, I should go to chlorine business because the competition will be low. Do you understand? Those entrepreneurs who are not far-sighted or visionary, they will enter into businesses which are very well known to almost everyone, and that is why the most glamorous business or the most common business always has a lot of competition. So if I want to start a business, okay, then which business would be suitable? If I am seeing a business that should have very, very, very less competition, then I have to choose the business which is very, 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 very less known to the public. So if you discuss about the chlorine business, or about the heavy vehicle or heavy truck business, or the transportation of oxygen from one state to another, okay, or if you're talking about the transportation of cement, or if you're talking about the cartel businesses of cement, or if you're talking about the licensed papers, okay, or if you're talking about the total number of tenders announced by Government of India every day, okay, and if you want to aggregate all the tenders at one place, and if you want to provide the tender information to subject specific industries, for example, if totally 30 tenders are being announced by Government of India in relation to the construction business, then if you want to aggregate all the data that you receive, that is all the tenders that you receive on cement business, okay, and if you want to forward this 30 tenders as a package to all the construction owners, then what will happen? They will automatically be grouped into the information that you provide them every day, either for a payment or as a free service. Now, the business that you want to take up should be something very different, should have less competition, should be difficult to imitate, okay, should be less known to the general public, so as even if you earn crores and crores, you are still not in the limelight. And that is why the strategic management is very important. When it comes to how to take up my business or how to decide which business I should jump in, because I have so much of capital, I have so much of consultancy knowledge, I'm a good investor, I have learned about almost all the industries, I have learned about different industries, and I've done some market research about different industries, and I've also worked in the field or in the ground, that is the ground experience, okay, I have some 10 years of ground experience. So I want to start a business, which would be a very better option. So if you have these kinds of questions, then the general answer from most of the topmost, I would say the successful people is that please choose the business which is less known or less glamorous. So this is one strategic tip that they're trying to give you. Do you understand? So strategic management is not so simple. Strategic management as a concept, or strategizing something, not just comes only when you have a business and when you want to take it forward, or when you want to have a win-win situation, when you want to have a lucrative profit. Do you think only at those situations strategy can be used? Definitely not. Strategy can be utilized, or strategically, okay, your decision making can be strategic even in choosing what business you would like to perform, what business you would want to jump in. So strategy comes like at the start of it, at the very start of it. You have to have some strategy given to choose. Even if you're being given three options to start your business, and upon those three options you have to choose one. If you want to choose one, you should have a strategy. What strategy? That is, what should I, which of the three businesses that I should be. For example, you are the hair, that is, you are the third level successor of, or you're the third generation successor of a multi-level business or multinational company, or a multi-level conglomerate company. For example, you are the successor or third generation successor of Ambani family, and then you're being given 5 different businesses, and out of these 5 businesses you have to choose one, and this one business that you're going to choose will be your life. You have to take care of the complete business, horizontally, vertically, okay, and in any type of merger, acquisition, and the moving forward, I mean, like anything you want to do with that business, that will be your life. Which means, if your father has 5 businesses and one business he wants you to pick up, he wants you to choose, which one would you choose? Even in choosing which of the 5 businesses would you like to take up, okay, even that involves some strategically approaching the 5 businesses and choosing one from them, because you can easily find out strategic tips, okay, and these tips are what makes the choices, decision making, and the understanding of which is better in future. You have to be far-sighted, you have to be a visionary, okay, you have to have an objective, you have to fix the goal, you have to see how are you going to achieve that goal. There are so many things, okay, so there are so many things. So strategy is not something that you will have only when you have a business. Okay, I already have established a business and my business is ongoing and it is in operation. Now what is that I want? I want to make it more profitable. So what should I do? Don't you think this is not the only situation where strategy is needed? Strategy is needed even when you want to choose which one of the 5 businesses will I choose. Which one of the 5 businesses that my father is offering me should I choose? Should it be the semiconductor industry that my father wants to start? Or should it be the SUVs? Or should it be the electric vehicle business? Or should it be the chemical supply business? Which business should I take up? Or should I take up the Reliance Trends, which is a clothing apparel business? Which means the very options given to you at the forefront, where would you like yourself to be involved with? Would you like to go to this business or that business? Even to choose which business you want to jump in, that requires strategically approaching or strategically arriving at a decision making. So, what do you mean by strategy? Strategy is very simple. Strategy is the way in which you are going to, approach an end result. You want the best out of the 5 businesses. The businesses should have a longevity. It has to be forever. It has to be there forever. You can't choose the businesses of producing a typewriter which is already obsolete or outdated. You can't even enter into a business which will not be there for within the next 10 years. So you have to choose a business which has a life like forever, which has to have a longevity. So there are a lot of things that you have to hold in your mind while you're taking the decision. So what are all the reasonability, or what are all the reasons that you find, okay, in order to choose a particular business of the 5 is what strategy is all about. So strategy is not something which you use only to earn more profits or to place yourself in a good position or to yield a higher profit. So it's not just for that. Strategy is how you approach a decision making, either to start a business, run a business, merge a business, diversify a business, shut down the business or to franchise a business, any decision making should require a strategy. It's like a do or die situation. You have to be adaptive. You can't be just very rigid. You have to be flexible. You have to be adaptive. You have to be everything. Do you understand? Which means when it comes to Zomato, Swiggy, and textile business, everybody knows something about it to contribute some one-liners. But when it comes to chlorine business, okay, when it comes to the chemical supplies, when it comes to the cartelization of cement suppliers, okay, when it comes to the semiconductor industry, these things are something which is out of the league of the common people, and that is where you have to search for the good, profitable, ongoing, forever business. So the way in which you approach a particular problem, the way in which you're searching answers for many unanswered, complicated, raveled business, these are the main starters where you have to where you have to understand the complexities in analyzing, interpreting. See, strategy is cannot be defined with few words. It is about everything that you do. It is about the survival. It is also about the flourishing of business. It is also about the long term survival of your business. It is also about the profitability. It is also about your social responsibility. It is also about the employee welfare, which means what is your goal, what is your vision, what would you like to be in future. So there is a goal and you want to reach that goal, and how would you like to reach that goal, that path, that progress, okay, that procession, how would you reach there, how would you like to reach there, which is the method that you're going to choose in order to reach that goal, that procession, that progress, that pathway, that journey, okay, that is called as strategical, or that is called as a strategy. Do you understand? Because I want to become number one company. Yeah, everybody wants to go there. But if it is the goal or if it is the objective, then what would you like to do for that? Would you like to serve 1,000 customers every day at a low price, or would you like to serve only one customer per day but at a very, very, very unique price? What is your pricing model? Are you going to be price competitive, or you're going to be a product competitive? There are many things that you have to answer as a CEO or as an MD, which means here we are trying to unravel the complexities of strategic management. I will help you unravel or simplify, decode, decompose or dissect. I would say we will try to simplify the jargons of strategic management, and we learn much more, okay, because we are the aspiring chartered accountants. Yes, so you will be CA, okay, within a few years, and once you become a chartered accountant, you should have a well grounded knowledge onto the industrial practices, onto the strategical advances and the strategical decision making, and how to implement or evaluate everything. You have to be an all-rounder. So here we will be discussing a lot of practical examples, and that will also be accompanied by how you have to approach your examination pattern, and what kind of what is the strategy to actually what is the strategy for you to approach a strategic management paper. Because when it comes to first chapter, you have only few things that you have to take care of. Once you take care of the 100 lines that is most important, okay, then that is enough. With that 100 lines, you can finish the first chapter. So you should know which are those 100 lines that is most important for you to crack the first chapter. Do you understand? So we'll be having a very very interactive session. This interaction, okay, that comes only from like what I am telling you certain things. For example, when I'm talking about the Zomato or Swiggy, you obviously get excited and you would really love to contribute something, or at least you will know certain points about Swiggy and Zomato. Yes, so the interactive session goes in such a fashion that whenever I ask you a question, please write down what you think, or please write down how would you like to how do you like to craft it. So that will make the learning process more exciting, because learning at the end of the day, what should it give you? It should give you some additional dimensional view. If in the morning you've seen a piece of news in the newspaper, as a normal news, and then after finishing the class, okay, if you go and see the same newspaper, there is a news bit which you could see now with a different dimension, with a different perception, with a different knowledge. You can see the same newspaper and you can find one news article so interesting, and you can decode the news information to your sister, like to your siblings or to your parents or grandparents. Then that is what learning process is all about. At the end of the day, you should learn something new. You should feel that you're enriched with something new. That might be a word that you have learned today, or that might be an idea that you've learned today, or that might be an existing practices in the industrial forum that people have been following, that is the people in the top management has been following for years. But then we were not aware of that. But today you have come to know about the reality of industrial warfare. So something has to be enriching every day, and that's what we'll be having in these classes. Okay, thank you so much for your patience listening to this class. In the next class, I'll be talking about what are those 100 most important lines from chapter 1 that will help you crack the main exam questions from the strategic management. Thank you so much for your patience. Have a great day and have a nice day.